So let's start then now. First, I'm covering some doubts. So first thing that you asked me to do is slicing. So let's see that quickly. What happens first? Suppose let's say we have an array. Thus, let's take this D array. Also, we will have to import NumPy in this. Okay. Now, class, how many dimensions are there in this array? How many dimensions are there in this array? 2 dimensions, right? We can simply check it using ndim also. So you can see there are 2 dimensions. Now, what I need to do, suppose class, let's say I need to, for example, I need to take out this 4 elements, okay, in a separate array. So we can do slicing for that. So now class slicing, whenever do slicing in your array, no? So what happens, since array is a multi-dimensional object, okay, so see, consider this in this one. Suppose let's say there is a thread with you, okay, there is a like line or a rod or something with you, okay, and you want to cut this in half, okay, so you will make a single cut, right? You'll make a single cut just like we used to do in case of list. So list is one dimensional, okay, but suppose let's say you have paper with you, or let's say you have a book with you. You have a paper and you have a book, okay, so paper is what, 2-dimensional, and book is what, 3-dimensional. So if you're cutting a paper, then you will have to make 2 cuts, no? First cut you will make along the breadth, second cut you will make along the length to take out this part of the paper. Same goes for, suppose let's say there is a box, okay, or 3D object basically. So in that case, you'll make 3 cuts. First cut along the breadth, second along the length, okay, and third along the width. Understood class or not? This is how you will make cuts, right? Are getting this class or not? So if it is a 1-dimensional object, then you will make a single cut. If it is a 2-dimensional object, then you will make 2 cuts. If it is a 3-dimensional object, then you will make 3 cuts. Okay, similarly, class, what happens in case of arrays also? Suppose let's say this is a 2-dimensional array. Okay, and I need to slice out something. Okay, so in that case, I will need to make 2 cuts. Okay, first I will do row slicing. Second, I will do column slicing. Basically, x is 0, then x is 1. Okay, whichever x is 0 is there. Okay, so now here what we'll do, class? Now in this 4 elements that we need to take out, which rows do we need? We need row number 0. We need row number 1. 0 and 1. And 0 and 1 means 0 colon 2. Okay, this is for rows. Okay, for columns, which columns do we need? We need 1 and 2. So 1 and 2 means 1 colon 3. So that is what you can write here. First you can write 0 colon 2 comma 1 colon 3. Understood now? Mahesh, got this now? Okay. So let's continue. There was one more question, I guess. Something about some method was there. Because we need these two rows, no? 0 and 1. So 0 and 1 kill I will have to write 0 colon 2, no? It will go from 0 till 2 minus 1. That is 1. Okay. So I cannot see that other doubt here. I think. Okay. So let's continue class. Next is your, oh, that is all. Okay. That if there is any other doubt class, please ask. Otherwise, I will start with the next topic now. NumPy, my next thing class that we have to say is your, there are some functions, there are a lot of functions available in NumPy, just like we have in maths module. Okay. So they are called as universal functions kind of thing. Okay. So for example, let's say I'm writing np dot np.py is not a function, it is a variable, but np dot sine of np.py by 2. So this is sine pi by 2. Okay. Similarly, cos 0, sorry, np dot cos 0. Okay. Then there is np dot sqrt. Okay. So sqrt is basically for square root. Suppose let's say 16. Okay. np dot. Achha, the benefit, see, when I write import math, okay, and then I can write math dot sqrt also, it will give me the same answer. Okay, but let's see the difference between the two. Okay, the benefit with NumPy module is, suppose let's say I have a list with me. Okay, and in which there is some data, let's say 4, 8, 7, 16, 9, 25. Okay, now if I write here plus math dot sqrt of L, it will throw error. Okay, because math sqrt will take an integer only as an input. Okay, but if I do the same thing using NumPy, so it will see, you can see it will return an array, okay, in which there will be a square root of all the elements of the list. Square root of 4, square root of 8, and so on. Got this class, everyone, or not? Okay, that is the major benefit of NumPy over math module. We can basically apply a particular functionality or an entire collection. Like for example, let's say this list is there. So I can write here np dot sine of L. So it will give us the sign of all the elements present here. Then np dot, suppose let's say I want to calculate power. Np dot power L comma 2. So you can see it is calculating the square of all the elements given in the array. np dot let's say security is there, sign, cause, all these things are there. Then LCM and all those things must be there also. Then square, then log functions are there. Okay, let's say log 2 with base 10. Okay, same thing. np dot mean is also there. Yes, suppose list is there, so I can write here np dot sum. I'm not sure, so sum is also there. Okay, np dot min also is there. Okay, this will work on multi-dimensional array also, and I told you, remember yesterday, if you remember class, we can do it axis wise also, axis equal to 0, axis equal to 1, column wise or row wise. Okay, np dot max is there. np dot mean is there. Okay, np dot sum, minimum, maximum, mean. Okay, product might also be there. See, it will multiply all the elements of the list. Then log I already covered. So there are a lot of models present like this, a lot of functions. So what you can do, write np dot and then followed by a tab. Okay, so you can see a lot of functions are present. If you actually want to see class, so let us see line of dir of np. So you can see there are 598 functions present in the NumPy model. It is calculating the square, Prabha. 4 ka square is 16, 8 square is 64, 7 square is 49, and so on. Okay, so there. Achha, one more thing, when you calculate the this, if you run this last code, okay, length, it might give you a different number in your system depending on the version of NumPy that is installed. So it is not necessary that it is going to be same in every system. Okay, sir. Now let's continue. Now let's say let class we have this array with us, the array with us. Now suppose if I write here np dot sort d, so you can see it is giving us a sorted array. Okay, see 1 2 3 वो तो already sorted था, but here 12 74 9 10, the last row got sorted. Okay, now here now plus what happens? You can also write axis equal to 0. So you can see by default what happens, what by default it will always take as, if when you don't mention axis, it will take the axis as 1 by default. See, both of them are getting the same output. This also same output. Certainly depends on the axis. If you written axis equal to 0, then it will sort the rows individually. Okay? But when you make axis equal to 1, then it will sort between the rows. It is same as D, na? In 29 it is same as D. See, this and this is same. Because it was already sorted, na? I have written axis equal to 0. Okay, so if you see, it will start sorting the rows. So rows are already sorted if you see. So there is no change. Axis equal to 0 means rows. So it will sort between the rows. Like between the rows, in a particular row, elements of a row will be sorted individually. Okay. Achha, one more thing, class, there is, okay, suppose let's say we have this D array. Okay. Now if I write a D dot sort, you can write sort in two ways. When you write sort like this, what Python does, it will modify the D array itself. But when you write np dot sort D, so in this case, it will return a new sorted array. That's the difference. The rest all the same. No, you can do sorting for any of them. Okay, but all the data values should be of the same type. Obviously, they will be on the same type. Huh? Sorting you can do for anything. Right? For if you are sorting string values, then they will get sorted based on their SKY value. Okay, for let us take for string. Okay, I'm creating an array. Array. And let's say I'm just giving you a single dimensional data only. Let's say hi, hello, and hello. Okay. Now class, if I write here np dot sort a, so you can see they got sorted alphabetically based on their SKY values. How we reverse array by slicing? Using colon minus one, na, Abhishek? Use colon. Suppose A is there, so you can write here B is equal to A colon minus one. So see, B is now in reverse. To DIV also same thing. Suppose D is there, E is equal to D colon minus one. So here in this case, na, it will in any kind of array, it will always when you're writing colon minus one, no, so it will reverse the axis zero. So in case of two-dimensional array, axis zero is what? Rows, right? So you can see it is reversing the rows. Okay, but suppose let's say you want to reverse the column also. So I guess we can do it like this: colon minus one, comma colon minus one. So in this case, you can see it is reversing both. It is reversing the columns also and rows also. But suppose let's say you don't want to reverse the rows. So take rows as it is. Columns you can mention colon minus one. So you can see rows will remain same. Only the columns will get reversed. Clear class so far? Next thing that we have to cover class, that is your random array generation. There is a random module also, if you remember class. Okay. So random array generation actually is dependent on that random module only. So NumPy is class. NumPy is basically a package. Okay. So random module is a part, is present inside NumPy as well. Okay. So if you see class that, suppose let's say I want to do np dot, here you have to write np dot random and dot, see here np is the name of the package. Now random is the name of your, I would say, module. Okay, and then from there dot function name. Suppose let's say I want to do randint. Okay, so if you remember, I will do first with import random module as r. So if I write here rand int 4, 9. So whenever I will run this code, it will give me a random integer between the range of 4 to 9. Okay, but same thing class we can do using NumPy. Okay, now okay, now class here you can see it is working for a single element, right? It is giving a single output. Okay, but suppose let's say in this case if we need an array also, so we can give a shape 2 by 3. So you can see all the elements of the array of the shape 2 by 3 will be present between 4 to 9, randomly between 4 to 9. Got this class everyone as well? Shiperna, it is giving us randomly between 4 and 6, between 4 and 9. So how will it give data without input? How will the function, suppose I'm calling the random module, okay, see here, if I'm calling a function present in the random module and I've now not imported that, so how will I use that function? Randint is not present in core Python, no? Can you please tell how we can create and import user defined function? I guess I've covered this in the class now. How to create your own function and then import that. Gaurav, if you can do one thing, okay, if you can watch the recording of this day of 21st April. Okay, I covered this topic on that day. Why I'm saying, because it will take time if I cover that, no? I have already covered that. earlier. So just watch the recording. If you still have some doubt, then you can ask me in the next session. Okay, now class, there are other mod functions as well. np dot random dot uniform. So you can see between 2 and 3, it is giving us a value. It gives us a float value. Okay, suppose let's say I'm writing here 7, let's say, and here we write 4, 3. It is giving us an array of 4 by 3. Okay, in which all the elements are present between 2 and 7. Okay, now suppose let's say we have a list with us np dot random dot choice. Okay, you can see this here, class. It is giving us elements randomly from the list with the size 2 by 3. Uniform function is giving us float values. Read this, class. We use this when we want a uniformly distributed data along a given range. Clear, class, so far? So, class, that is basically majorly about your NumPy module. Okay, there are a lot other functions as well. So you will be using them based on your requirement. Obviously, there are more than like approximately 600 functions, right, in the entire NumPy module. So what we do in this kind of cases, that like majorly, first of all, it will come. Like, you will be able to remember by practice, because yesterday also you were saying, "Ki, acha, a lot of functions are there." Okay, first thing. Second thing is that you don't have to remember all of them, obviously. Okay, you should have to remember the basic ones: array, okay, your a range. Okay, then there is your a range. So I guess I've covered, na? Okay, a range, sorting. Okay, your this sign, cos, all these functions, then uniform, random number generation, basically. Okay, so only this will be required. Okay, other than that, this you can always Google. Okay, during the development, whenever you're writing the code, you can do that. Nobody is asking you to remember all those each and every function. If you want to do aborting. What is aborting, Rahil? Sorting your section. If you want to do sorting from first to last, but sort only does that in a row wise or column wise. So you can write x is equal to 0 now. X is equal to 0 for row wise, and x is equal to 1 for column wise sorting. That will work, yes. Yes, Abhishek. After the class, give us some question based on these topics. Mamta, for that I will need a day or two, I guess. Because as far as I remember, uh, I think I don't have any assignment of NumPy as such as of now. So I will have to make one assignment and then I will share. Okay. Yes, let's continue now. Next thing that we have to start is your. I'm going to start with pandas now. Okay, so I hope everyone is comfortable with that. Abhishek, I will be using that in pandas only. Don't worry, I will cover that. Some parts we will need to modify the data. So I will do that using NumPy only. No, three assignments, Ranjit. Two small assignments, one big assignment. Okay, I will be uploading one assignment for I guess, for if you remember map, all those functions were there, map, filter. Okay, so I will be uploading one assignment for that. Okay, then one more assignment I will upload for core Python only, core and advanced Python basically. Like general questions will be there. Okay, for Python. So these two things I will be covering. Now let's start class. I'm creating a new file today. Okay, creating another file today. Okay, so you will find two files, one for NumPy and one for Pandas. Okay, now guys, what is Pandas? Okay, let us quickly see that. Okay, Pandas class is basically your see. Pandas is basically a fast, powerful, flexible, and easy to use open source data analysis and manipulation tool. Okay, it is a data analysis and manipulation tool. So guys, understand when do we use Pandas? Like whenever we want to, let's say suppose we have some Excel file in our system. Some data is present in some tabular format in our system and we want to fetch that data into the Python code and do some processing on that. In this kind of cases, we need pandas majorly. Okay, so let us see that class. Okay. So first we will do simply import pandas spd. Here. Okay. Now we actually see lan of EIR of PD. So you can see it is giving us 138. So there are approximately 138 functions defined inside this particular module. Now, in NumPy class, we covered a particular data type called as array, right? Similarly, when we talk about pandas, so in pandas there are some more data types available, okay, so as to store some data in some particular format. Okay, now majorly that we are going to use from them is your series and data frame. Okay, series and data frame. Imran, that can be different for different people. I told you earlier also, it depends on the version that you are using. Pandas version. The version of Pandas that is installed in the system, it depends on that. I guess, I think just try it. Try it once. So you can check the version by this, like this. Okay, which version of Pandas is installed in your system? Now let's continue, plus. I told you that we are going to cover two more data types here presented in Pandas model. First is your series, second is your data frame. Series is what, class? Series is basically a 1D labeled homogeneously typed array. Okay, that means it is one-dimensional data. Okay, it is homogeneous in nature. Okay, let's understand this, class. Suppose let's say I have a list with me having some integers 3, 1, 0, 8, 2, 5, 2. Now I will write here, class, S is equal to pd.series. So one thing remember, for series you have to use a capital S. For series you have to use capital S. Pd.series, and then I will write L. So basically I'm typecasting. So you can see, class, it is giving us a series. It is giving us a one-dimensional data. Now, this particular thing, class, suppose let's say I'm writing L. Tell me one thing. Can you see the index data? Can you see the index data, class? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In case of list, no, no. Index data is not visible. But in case of pandas, what happens? Your not index data, basically indices. Here indices are visible. Okay. So here you can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are basically the indices, and this particular thing is the data. Okay, one-dimensional data. Now there is no concept of column here in case of series. Okay, you can call this as rows. So there are a total of 7 rows. There is no concept of column. So class, I can show you also s dot and dim. Give us 1. So there is only one dimension. Now, what you can do, class? Suppose let's say this series is there. So you can write here s dot d type. Just like array, it will give you the data type of all the elements of the series. Then s dot and dim we have done s dot data type is there, and dim is there. There is size. There is shape. Okay. Then and dim data type. Okay, that is there. Achha, now there is one more thing, plus s dot index. Where s dot index, it will give me the range of the index of the entire array. Okay. But there is one more thing that we can do. Suppose, class, let's say I'm creating an array like creating a series like this. Okay. Now the major benefit of pandas is that we can control indices can be reassigned manually also. Okay. Can be assigned or reassigned. Okay. What I can do when I'm creating the series at that time, step equal to 1 means step size is 1, na? 0, 1, 2, 3. It is getting incremented by 1. So period series L, comma, I can give my own indexes also. Suppose let's say I want to, acha, or index can be anything in this case. Suppose class, let's say I'm giving I have to give a collection, right? So I'm writing here list, or we can give a string also directly. A, B, C, D, E, E, W. This we have to type first to a list, then only it will take. See. So indices you can see class, we have given A, B, C, D, T, E, W. Okay, now if I write here S1 dot index, so it will give us a collection having all this data. No, shape is not a function, shape is a variable. I mean, in case of function, we put parentheses. Shape is not a function. In this case, it is not incremented by 1 year. Right, right. Obviously, it is ABCD, no? So it is not incremented by 1. So you can give anything from your end. Okay. Let me show you one more example. Period series. While creating the series, I will write here L comma. That's a range of maybe 152 to 152 plus length of L. Okay, so you can see it is going from 152 till 150. Okay. Right, Gaurav. Javadan, tell me what is the step size here in the index data? What is the step size of the index? 1, na? So that is what this step equal to 1 is showing. Clear class till here or not? Okay, this is your series. So similarly, class, there is one more thing. That series is there anything else? Series में there is indexing also. Let me cover indexing quickly. So let's say series is there, S series is there, or I will take both of them, S1 also, S also. Okay, S and S1, I will take both of them. Suppose first, let's say if I write S dot S 0, you can see S00 has 3. Similarly, if I write here S of A, it will also give me S1 of A, it will give me 3. Rohit, how many indices do I need here? How many indices do we need here? 7. How 7? Because there are 7 elements, right? Because there are 7 elements in the list. So simply that is why I wrote I want to create a range from 152 to 152 plus length, whatever the length is. I could have written here instead of 152, I could have written 159 also. And it would have worked. Okay, but instead of calculating that myself, okay, I am writing the code, okay, so that it won't make any mistake. Whatever the length is, because the length can change, na. Right now it is 7, tomorrow it can be something else also. Yeah. You can say it's not, yes. Okay. Now class, let's move forward. Next is your data frame. Now what is a data frame class? Data frame C. Data frame is basically a general 2D labeled, two-dimensional, okay. Size mutable that you can modify the size. Tabular structure, two-dimensional, it will be a tabular structure, right? Okay. With potentially heterogeneously typed columns. That means what happens in a data frame that if we have different columns, let's say we have 5 columns. So it is completely possible that those 5 columns are of different data types. For example, see, consider this in this manner. Suppose let's say you're storing some data about some class. Okay, first column will have name of the students. Second column, let's say their age. Third column, let's say maybe their marks. Okay. Fourth column, let's say their percentage. Fifth column, let's say their gender. Okay. So here the name column will be presented in what? String data. Your marks column, your age column will be presented in integer. Percentage will be presented in float format. Okay, then gender column again present in string data, right? So now this is what we can do in case of data frame. Series is homogeneous. All the data present in series will be homogeneous, same like array. Okay, it will be same data type. Okay, but in case of data frame, different columns can have different data types, not rows, columns. Different columns can have different data types in case of your data frame. Clear so far, class? Yes, Rahul, you can write like that. I'm assuming that list has 6 elements because you are given 6 index. Huh? No, wait. You have to mention. No. I don't think that will work. Wait. It is not working. You have to mention that it is index. You can write here index is equal to like this, then it will study EF G. It is working. Yes. You can do it. Trial. Clear class till here, everyone. Okay, so let's continue now. Next is data frame. Data frame is two-dimensional. First of all, class, obviously, if we want to create a data frame or a two-dimensional data structure, okay, so in that case, we will need something that is two-dimensional, right? So I will create a list here. Let's say A is equal to, okay, and I will create two-dimensional list. Okay, how? Suppose let's say class A colon 1 colon 20. I'm just putting enter just to explain you the concept of rows and columns. Then 5. C 2. This is your K class simply. So what I will do, I will write here pd.dataframe. अच्छा, remember class D capital, F capital. pd.dataframe k dfk will give me this. It will create a tabular structure. All of you understood this or not? Axis 0 will be same thing with rows and columns. Axis 0 will be rows and axis 1 will be columns. By default, it will take 0, 1, 2 always. You don't give your own axis. Gaurav, concept of axis is there. No, row will be axis, wait a second. Row will be axis 0, column will be axis 1. But we usually use it of rows and columns in case of data frame. We don't use it of axis 0 and 1. So let's continue class. Here, now if I want, I can control my own indices also. How? Index is equal to range of, let's say, 10, 13. You see, it is giving us our own indices. Now class here, now since there is another dimension here called as column, so you can control the column also. And at column is equal to, you can pass a list. Suppose let's say the first is name, second is let's say rank, third is let's say your score. Got this class, everyone? Gaurav, we can do that with your index also, rows also. Siddesh, yes, it will infer it by itself. Okay, basically there are some preset formats. So suppose let's say I'm giving a two-dimensional list. Okay, so basically each and every nested list will create a row. Oh, because of like, see, same thing. No? Here, this is what, this is index 0. This entire thing will have index 0, right? That is why it is giving it as index 0 here. See, this entire thing. Now, similarly, this is index 1, 1, index 2, 2. Now, then this A is presented index 0, column 0. So, that is why column 0 is A is coming at column 0. So, based on that, it will basically create a data frame order. Shank, what you're not getting in 32? I'm giving index from my end. See, if I don't give the index data, it will take 0, 1, 2. But I knew that there are 3 rows. So that is why I've given 10, 13. I could have also given this as 10, 13, 10, 10 plus length of your k. Because I have mentioned index equal to. If I mention columns equal to, then columns will change. See here, both of them got changed. Na? I could have given this as columns also. Columns equal to range of 10, 13. See, clear now? No, Vandana, no. You have to use index only. That is an argument, na? That is a like keyword argument. So you have to mention that argument only. Clear class so far? Now class, there is one more thing that we can do. Suppose let's have a dictionary with me. Okay, I'm just showing you how some data in core Python can be converted into data frame. Now here I will mention name, colon, A, B, C. C class. We are getting the same output, right? Getting the same output in both of them. But in that case, we have to control that using columns. But here, we are controlling that using keys of a dictionary. So remember, whenever you're creating a data frame from a dictionary, so what will happen? The keys of the dictionary will always go to column. Keys of the dictionary will always become a column. Column name. In this case, class, you cannot control the column names. You cannot give column is equal to, it will throw error. But yes, you can give index equal to, because index you can still give from your end. Okay, there is another way. Suppose let's say we have a dictionary with us. Not dictionary, list of dictionaries. So first is name, colon A, comma, rank, colon 1, comma 24:20. This is our first dictionary. I'll copy this 24 5. Now if I create a data frame from this, LD, you can see we're getting the same output. So you can do that using list of list, dictionary of list, or list of dictionary. In all three of them, we can control this. Now, when we're using list of dictionary, there is one more thing that you can do. Suppose let's say you don't have the score of B person and run this code. So you can see it will give a NaN. NaN basically represents missing data. That data is not here. It stands for not a clear class till here. What do you mean by string, Mahesh? Put string where? Acha, no. In that case, now what happens? Class C. Suppose if I give score is equal to good. So you can see what it will do now. Now let me show you one thing. Suppose let's say this was there. Which one? This was there. Let's call it as A. So now let me show you something in A class. If I write A dot D type, which it will give me A types. So it will give me the data type of all of them. Okay. So object column basically means that your string data is there. String data is represented in object form. So name column is object and rest two are N64. As simple as that. Right? Now, suppose if I do the same thing here. Right? So if I write a B dot D types, so you can see it is giving us object. Wait a sec. See, in this case, it is giving us object. So good is also your score column class. Score column, what happened now? See, I can say that each column of a data frame can be potentially heterogeneous. But all the values of the same column are stored in homogeneous form. In essence, you can say that data frame is a collection of series. Are you getting this class? Name column is a separate series. Rank is a separate series. Score is a separate series. I can take duplicate value, yes. One more thing, class here. In case of this, c dot d types should give us float. Why? Because there is NaN. So it is converting all of them into float value. You can see. Okay. So basically, class, what happens? NaN is defined as a float value. Okay. You can give, if you want. See, if you're creating data like this, in this format. Okay, so in this format, if you leave out something, that it will throw error. It will throw error in this case. But you can give null data from your end also. How? Using the NumPy module. np.nan. Series class. Got this, everyone, here?